Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to questions for you.
Alright, go on ahead, ask me a question, do it.
What do you like about roller coasters?
I've never been on a roller coaster before in my life.
You serious?
But I want to.
Why haven't you ever been on a roller coaster? Bro, you've never been to Legoland?
I have not. I lived in Johor for so long, but I have
You
never
like,
been.
5 minutes
I
away,
know,
you know?
I know. We live so close, but I have never gone yet. I never just didn't have the means to go. I was like, oh yeah,
But
okay.
would you want to go if you had a chance?
But yeah, if I could, then yeah. Like, yes, okay. Once it opens up, then I'll go. Once I get vaccinated, then I'll go. Yeah.
Have you registered?
I have.
Oh, you have?
I have tried, but like it's gonna take forever.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Shall we start?
Yep, let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Theme park rides can be incredibly fun. We often get on them and trust them with our lives. But sometimes this is not such a great idea. It turns out that from time to time, theme park rides can be very dangerous. From dangerous rides that had to be demolished, to a Russian ride that broke on camera and left its passengers suspended in mid-air. Here are some theme park rides that had to be shut down. Son
Imagine
of
the people
Beast.
just hanging up there.
Yeah,
Like,
upside down.
Bro, and it's like, what, in the forest?
Yeah.
Is it in a forest?
There was this one person who went caving, I believe. Right? And then then he went down to one of the caves, and then he went in head first. He thought like, okay. There was a map, but the thing is he thought that this one would open up into a bigger cavern. Turns out it didn't, and he was stuck there upside down for like many hours.
12 hours.
He was stuck there for 12 hours.
Oh my God.
He died.
I mean, yeah.
For being stuck like upside down for 24 hours, and he had food, water, and everything.
Hey, Mr. Beast, son.
Son of Beast is a very impressive looking roller coaster. It was part of Kings Island theme park in Mason,
What is it
Ohio.
made of?
Son of
Wood?
Beast
I
was
think it
built
is
as a
wood.
prequel to their roller
Is
coaster,
that
The
supposed to be
Beast. Son of
I
Beast
think
was
so.
much more impressive, however, than The Beast. It was the world's tallest and fastest wooden roller coaster, and the
Oh, it's
only wooden
wooden.
roller
Oh,
coaster
no.
in the world with a loop. It was also the fastest wooden roller coaster in the world.
Fastest wooden
Riders
roller
would be whizzed around at 78 miles per hour
70
and
miles
be
per
taken to maximum heights of
113
218 feet. This ride was famous among roller coaster enthusiasts. Its wooden structure made it very rickety and scary, and that made thrill seekers love it even more. But this all changed in
It looks good,
2006.
but
It looks good.
A train
The thought of
carrying
it being
27
wood-
riders suddenly
Yeah,
came off the
it being wood is
tracks.
just, like,
All 27
scary.
riders came off the roller coaster and
what?
had to go to hospital. Inspectors investigated and found a wooden support beam had cracked. It was closed for some time and then reopened. But
See, this is the problem, A small crack
Could basically
literally,
bring the whole thing
killed
down.
27
Almost
people.
till 27 they were injured.
Yeah.
They were injured. Damn it.
What? Damn it.
Damn it, dude.
You want-
Scary.
Oh, okay.
that's when another rider was injured, experiencing head trauma. By 2009, this ride's reputation was never going to get better.
Hey,
It was
dude.
shut down and 3 years later demolished.
Damn.
The Rocket.
The rocket.
The Divo Ostrov amusement park is located in St. Petersburg, Russia. One of its most
Russia.
popular and famous attractions is
Bro,
called
would
the
you go for
Rocket.
this? 'Cause
It's
I know I
supposed to be a
would.
I
cosmonaut-themed
would.
ride. The thin metal rocket has 10 seats. You're suspended very high in the air and you spin around fast in a circle. The rocket is attached to the ride's arm by two gigantic cables. This happens
don't
at
know how
200
much I
feet in the air. And while this
I
happens,
will
the
not
rocket
trust it.
spins on its
Oh,
own
no.
axis. This rotates riders upside down and then back
Upside
upright
down.
again, basically
That would have
imitating
given me a heart
space
attack.
travel. But
Yeah.
in
No, it would
2010,
be-
a
it would
massive
be
failure
deadly.
occurred on the ride. One of the rocket's two cables snapped. This
Ah,
meant
this
the
the
10
whole-
riders were suspended
It
200
snapped.
feet up in the air. The only thing stopping their rocket smashing into the ground was one thin metal wire.
Yeah, so lucky.
Thankfully, the added pressure did not snap the other wire. A rescue team arrived and took more than 1 hour to
Okay,
get the
1
10
hour.
people off the
Took a long
ride.
time.
But miraculously,
Well, 1
none of
hour
the
of,
riders
like,
were injured. Investigators later found that the
Yeah.
hot weather may have actually made the cables more fragile, and
Hot
this
weather
caused
in
one of the
Russia.
metal cables to snap. That does not exactly boost my confidence when it comes to theme park safety. To make matters even more concerning, the ride only shut down for a few months during repairs, and reopened soon after for more people
reopened.
to
The fact that they
ride.
can even
I know
reopen it,
Russians
yeah.
are pretty tough, but after seeing that video clip, I don't think anyone would want to risk a ride on the rocket. Thunder River Rapids
Scary.
Ride.
Thunder River Rapids Ride. That
The
was
Thunder
mouthful.
River Rapids Ride was a water ride located in Dreamworld in Queensland, Australia. The ride had a pretty tame reputation for a long time. In fact, it was seen as one of the safest rides in the Dreamworld theme
That
park.
looks pretty fun.
But this all changed in October of 2016. That's when 4 riders had their vehicle flip over mid-ride. It turned over on the
They
conveyor
drowned?
belt, leaving them trapped underwater and caught in the machinery. Sadly,
no.
the 4 riders did not make it, and as a result, the ride was permanently closed, despite it having a
Imagine like this, you're saying it's like one conveyor belt, right?
Yeah.
So I'm imagining a conveyor belt looking something like those escalators on the
Basically something like that, yeah.
The escalators on the
The rail?
at the airport, you know, the one that's flat.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's the thing that's pushing it along. And now imagine you got trapped. You're flipped upside down, so your head's touching that thing. It's moving. Your hair gets caught. It drags you along. You can slowly get pulled into the machinery.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's like Five Nights at Freddy's. You know, the whole idea of Five Nights at Freddy's is that these robots, they take you and then like program you into machines. I feel like it's like the same thing. So it's kind of
But
scary.
like, bro, it sounds so fatal.
Yeah, or like I think that. what
Imagine
movie-
like you know there are cases where like guys just going on an escalator and
Oh,
suddenly
yeah.
the thing just
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
down.
yeah. There's also one where one guy, he was wearing some kind of shoes. I think his shoelace got stuck. It dragged the shoe inside, and then his foot also went with it, and then like his whole foot was like just cut off, and then they amputated. Ouch.
a
This is
world-class safety record beforehand.
Painful.
It just goes to show that with roller coaster rides, you can get really unlucky.
So what I'm thinking is that their head gets stuck in there, and there's a beam here, right? His head gets stuck
Yeah.
here, and then it's still going. So then it just snapped the neck.
Ooh.
Perilous Plunge.
Perilous Plunge.
This roller coaster is not only scary, but also mysterious. The Perilous Plunge is a water-themed roller coaster located in Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm is one of California's most popular theme parks. But it's also one of the most accident-prone parks in California too. More than 16 people have been injured at this park over the years. And in some cases, the people did not live.
But it looks
One of their
fun. It
rides,
looks fun. It
Perilous
looks really
Plunge,
fun.
I've
includes
done
a
this.
very steep
Have you really?
drop.
Not
Riders
at
are
this place, of course,
Yeah.
but like in Legoland they have something like this. So you go up and,
And then
then you
it's water.
enter like one weird place. It's all water in there.
Yeah.
It's a dinosaur
Yeah, yeah,
themed
yeah.
thing, and you come down like things like this. It's so fun.
Taken
You
down
get
from a
wet
height
like
of
that.
115 feet very fast,
Get wet.
plunging them into a very wet end of the ride. Despite the ride's extreme height, riders were only secured with a seat belt and a lap bar. This worked for some people,
At least
but
they had a
not
seat
their
belt.
Oh, they had a
overweight
seat belt.
riders. In 2001, a 300-pound woman got onto this ride. The seat belt did not wrap around her stomach, so she
She
put
took
it
up 2
around her
seats.
legs. When the ride was going down, she fell out, and this caused her to fall more than
did she fall
100
out?
feet into the water below. The pool was incredibly
Yeah, I
shallow
feel
and
like that's
sadly
kind
she
of on
did
her.
not make it. It was a
Also
mystery
kind
how
of
she
their
got
fault too,
past
actually,
the
but,
lap
like-
bar. Clearly the lap bar was not enough, and the seatbelt only wrapped around her legs and not stomach meant that she fell out.
Animation,
The
I tell
family
you.
sued the park for damages, and after a short closure, the Perilous Plunge reopened. The ride now has 4-point restraints, meaning that no matter how big or small you are, you won't fall out. Dragon Challenge.
At least they learned after the
least they
mistake.
learned.
Dragon Challenge is a ride located in Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. The ride had a pair of inverted roller coasters. These 2 roller coasters would chase each other around like 2 dragons dueling. At one point,
How often do you think
They
people?
have this in
Singapore?
in Universal Studios Singapore. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I did this.
Is it good?
It is, bro. I went with my cousins. I had to think like 3 or 4 times if I actually wanted to go or not.
Oh.
Because like it's you're not on top of the roller coaster. You're
Yeah, you're
underneath
underneath it. Yeah.
and like it goes 360.
Yeah. Also, there's like nothing to
So,
support your feet, so that you can just look
Your
down.
feet is basically hanging and
Yeah.
it feels like you're gonna every time you go under the thing,
Yeah.
it's like your legs want to hit the pole.
Ooh, yeah. That's what I always feel like that might happen to me. Like when I watch like the first person perspective one, or like have a GoPro
Yeah,
strap on
yeah.
them, feel like, oh my goodness, your feet's gonna get whacked off.
But yeah, you were
Ooh.
saying?
How many times do you think people peed themselves when they were on this?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
quite a number of
multiple
people
times.
would do that.
They're like just there.
Are you
then-
scared of heights? I'm scared at a certain height.
I'm not
like,
scared of
like
heights per
high,
se.
high.
I'm scared of falling. Really.
Yeah.
Like I can be
Yeah,
on top of the tallest place in the world. I can look down. I won't get dizzy or anything. I'll be like, okay. But if there's no guardrails, then I might get a little queasy. I'm not queasy. My palms will start sweating if there's no guardrails.
Yeah.
But if there is a bit,
a
like yeah, I'm fine. Like I could like go into the edge and just look over all the way. Like okay, I'm fine. But then if there's no guardrails, I'm not going anywhere near that ledge.
If you have
The
confidence
two
that-
trains
I have
inverted
confidence.
and looped riders around, leaving only 18 inches between the two trains.
Okay, this is so not
But
what I
in
did in
2011,
Singapore.
this part of the ride proved to be very
this part here,
dangerous.
that looks-
During the loop,
ooh.
something fell out from the other train. This was something that
Oh, no.
came out of a pocket of a rider on the other train. The object hit the other man in the face at very high speeds, and unfortunately this led to his eye having to be removed. There were many signs on this ride saying do not take personal belongings on board, but clearly some riders were ignoring this rule. To try and make it more safe, the ride operators set the trains to go off at different times. But this removed all of the fun and excitement from the ride.
Aw.
This made the ride very unpopular, and by 2017 it had shut down. The
Damn,
Smiler.
Somebody ruined that ride. Looked very fun. It had no record of like people dying or anything or people getting
One
injured.
phone.
But then one
Oh, I
person
don't know, one
who
item.
kept his candy inside his pocket.
Candy.
Probably candy.
Oh.
It could be. Probably kept like some coins, his keys. Flew out and just lodged himself into somebody's eye.
This might be
Innocent.
the most ironic name for a roller coaster you can imagine. The Smiler was a
What was it
roller
called?
coaster at Alton
Smiler.
Towers in the UK.
Okay.
It was very unique as it had 14 inversions. This would continuously turn riders around and around. But this all changed in 2015. Riders were riding the roller coaster at very high speeds. But that's when they noticed a test car was stuck on the tracks in front of them. They screamed, telling the ride operator to stop the ride. But they were going way too fast and they were nowhere near the ride operator. They collided with the test car stuck on the tracks. And
Why
people
is the
got
test car even
incredibly
there?
caught up in the
Why is it there?
wreckage. All 16 riders experienced injuries. And the two girls in the front row sadly lost a leg each.
Oh,
Investigators
no.
said what happened was similar to a 90-mile-an-hour car crash.
90
The
miles an
ride was
hour,
shut
that's
down
like
for some time,
almost
and Alton
200
Towers had to
kilometers.
shell out millions of pounds of compensation to the riders. But just 9 months later, the Smiler reopened. The ride has not had any other incidents since this, but I think I'll give the Smiler a miss on my next trip to Alton Towers.
To be honest, I'll do it.
The route.
I'll do it.
What, Smiler?
The route
Smiler.
means insane or crazy in German, which is why it was the name of the world's tallest water slide. This was found in Schlitterbahn Water Park in Kansas City, USA. The slide was
I remember there was, I think one of the problems with these kind of rides was that the person sitting inside was too light, so that it didn't actually stick to the surface, and like the person like flew up. And
That's why the
off.
heavier person always has to sit at the back. And not
Yeah.
the front. You okay?
I choked on my saliva.
You wanna go drink water?
No.
a massive 168
You're not
feet
sure?
tall. Riders would
I
go
don't know.
down this at 70 miles an hour. However, they soon found out that there was a problem. If the rafts were loaded with more than 1,000 pounds, they flew off the slide entirely. But instead of fixing the ride, they simply added nets over the slide. The park was allowed to make its own safety inspections. That is because it gave a lot of money to the Kansas state government. One day, a 10-year-old boy was sadly ejected from the ride. He then struck the netting, causing his head to come off. Of course, this led to the ride shutting down later that year in 2016.
You were the
Catapult.
Yeah.
Catapult rides, also known as reverse bungee jumps, are very popular in many theme parks. But one day something
I did
very
this in Penang.
scary happened on the...
But without that, it was just me.
Oh.
It was just me.
Imagine. Ouch.
You going up, it's really fast.
Yeah.
Coming back down, it feels like your organs are gonna come out.
Oh yeah. Oh. To be honest, this is super. Like, I'm not like, it's scary.
It
The only
is,
thing-
yeah. No shit.
Only thing that protecting you like those 2 cables, 4 cables, I think. You know,
Yeah.
and who knows how tough those cables
Catapult
are.
ride in Mount Olympus
And, like,
theme park in
there's so
Wisconsin.
many things that could happen.
But one day something very scary happened to one Catapult ride. This was at the Mount
Oh, there we
Olympus
go.
theme
Oh,
park
oh,
in
oh,
Wisconsin.
oh, oh,
In 2015,
oh.
a 13-year-old boy and a woman were preparing to ride the Catapult. That's when one of the ride's 2 metal cables snapped. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but it did lead to the
Really?
ride's closure. But now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment down below which was the scariest theme park ride in this video. If you want some more amazing...
Alright.
Honestly though, what do you think was the scariest?
The scariest one?
Because I found that the what was it that when like the guy's eyes got hit?
Oh yeah, that one?
The smiler, right?
No, not the smaller. It was the inverted one, the dragons, I believe.
Yeah, that right.
Yeah?
I found that to be like just dumb.
It was dumb, why?
Because it's not, I don't know if I want to say that it's the operator's fault.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, the
It was
ride.
really like the other guy's fault
Yeah, for, you know,
for not taking his stuff out.
even when there was a sign that
They said don't, you know.
clearly said,
They clearly
don't,
said.
you know, don't bring anything out.
Yeah. It was dumb on the other person's part.
So like, for it to be there, is it really like... And also another thing that I found pretty weird
Yeah.
is the one where the lady who flew off.
The
because
lady
her
flew
belt
off.
couldn't fit and she didn't wear her seatbelt.
I don't know. I feel like if it doesn't fit, I think she's just like, yo, the belt doesn't fit. Can I get somebody to either help me here or
It's
just get
either
off?
it's either that,
Mm-hmm.
or they should make a seatbelt that, you know,
For the thicker
fits.
people.
Yeah,
For the thick people.
yeah, for the thick people.
Yeah, I guess. Or like they should have people to actually like strap you in. I feel like that might be safer.
Mm.
You know, like let's say if somebody's having trouble with a
Or instead of
seatbelt.
seatbelt, bar.
They had the bar, but the thing is that it didn't go down. That ride had both the seatbelt thing
Oh.
and the bar. The bar didn't work. The seatbelt didn't fit. So that's just dumb on her part, really.
How does the seatbelt and that not work?
How
Stop eating.
stop,
You want to get on the ride?
stop
Stop
eating.
eating.
Stop eating.
Oh no.
Wait. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway.
That's the rule. So if you want to go on a ride, stop
Wait,
eating.
so which one did you think that was most scary?
Okay, for me, I think the one that was probably the most scary would have been the. You know the one where their heads got twisted off, where those 4 people died.
Yeah.
I feel like that one's scarier
Same. I was actually going for that also.
because, like the rest of it, because like you don't expect it to happen. That's why it's the most scary. You know, it had a perfect record of being,
The best.
of
One of the
being
best.
one of the safest one. You know, nothing bad happens on the ride. Everything goes smooth, and then, all of a sudden,
That happened.
you know, the rapids one ran red that day. You know, it was like. How long do you think it took for them to clean the water? Did they have to drain the water?
How long would the ladies have been, being dragged?
Oh yeah.
Till the end of the ride? I
Yeah.
didn't think they would make it, but
I don't think
know.
so. It flips. I don't think they would have. Okay, they probably wouldn't have heard it because everybody like what, screaming, laughing, having fun, and then once it gets flipped over, it just sounds like another splash on a water ride. Like splashes are very common, so when it gets flipped over, you just think, it's just another ride, and they can't scream because they're underwater. Probably the only thing that would have alerted them was a crunch and a snap.
Yeah.
You know, and then like all of a sudden it turned red. Imagine how traumatizing it would have been for all the little kids who were
Just
on the
looking,
ride.
who wants to actually
like, just
go,
like-
have been waiting for so long
Waiting
in
for
line,
like, oh yeah,
and
I
then
want to go
sees
for the ride.
blood just...
There's blood like, oh, we're closing down. 4 people just died. Trauma. Ouch. Oh. Anyway. it was
Yeah,
just-
anyways, since this time we did theme park, next time should we do water park?
Bro, we can do water park next time. Alright, let's do water park next time.
Okay.
If you guys like the video,
let's
remember
like the
to
video, like,
comment
share,
and subscribe.
and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye bye.
Bye.